cutoff line. But I always think of the two of them. Amber I knew very well because she in part raised me. Granddad, I have images of him. Uh, Dad and I had an intermittent relationship because he he was located in a different part of the country. I grew up all those years thinking what Mr. Wonderful, and I'll say good things about him. We all know he was a complicated guy, but the fact of the matter is he was a talented guy. He loved this. He's part of our legacy in a whole lot of good ways, for sure. And when I grew up, I noticed characteristics that I thought, boy, I wish I could be like that. And I feel the same way today about some of those characteristics. We didn't have a day-to-day relationship because of the way life turned out. I never felt bad about that because I always had support and I was always anxious to see him. Many times right here on the island, and was exposed to this and learned some hard lessons from him. I talked about go get my knife back in the hill in the dark, and I don't know if everybody heard the story about me dumping his motor out there, and he used to always remind me, the things you think about. He used to always remind me about make sure when you tie the motor to the boat that you lock, you put that chain on it so it doesn't come on. I went zipping by him out there one day when he was working on the big boat, hit a wave, and off my motor came and it sank out there in 15 foot of water. And just like that fish last night, you could look down and see it, and the more he saw it, the madder he got. He was out there with a rope and a hook. It took him about an hour to get the thing, and he was mad, and I was here on the stones. Basically, anyway, we got the motor and brought it up and it started. But I learned a lot of lessons, life lessons here at the island, and stories, and Dad was one of the most unique people you'd ever meet in so many ways. And people heard me say at the funeral, she was one of those people that functioned at a level above the rest of the good people. She was up there above that. And I always thought, how are there people that seemingly have really no faults? They were generous, kind, energetic, and all the time. Anne was one of those people. My sister Pam, when I lost Pam, uh, I'll say at 72 years old, was probably thinking about probably the worst event of my life. We were close, and we were especially close because we were a broken family, and Pam and I were the two, and we were close. And she loved the island. She was here, and Amber picked on her because Amber wanted her to be like her and clean the ceilings, and she didn't pick on her, but she had a different experience at the island than I did. Her role was to learn to be like Amber, and my role was to go fishing. So I had a much easier life than Pam Lee had. The history of the Pam Lee, I think, was Dad and Bonnie apparently couldn't decide. I'd never heard the name Pam Lee before or since, but they came up with that. I think about Pam Lee every day, pretty much in my life, because we were close.